you got a double-double for you, so he must be pretty happy about that.
He had a couple really good days of practice, and he'd been playing really well. And like I said, I don't always like to make changes when a guy's playing really well, where he is, in the role that he's in. But I felt like he had earned the right to start. So I put him in starting line.
What upset you the most toward the end of the game? The team had no rhythm, and they were.
Well, we didn't execute. And it's not easy, Rick. You're trying to protect the lead. You don't want to quick shoot the ball. We missed a couple guys under the basket against the press. Aaron's 3 out of the corner when Melson's wide open. We can't shoot that shot. Those are the kinds of things that upset me. Okay. Our execution when we were trying to run clock and then run a set late in the clock, that wasn't very good. And then, we turned the ball over in the backcourt against the press with 4 timeouts. Can't do that. You find yourself in that position, you got to call timeout. So those are the things that hopefully we learn tonight.
Coach, what was a little different having Wasabi in the starting lineup compared to the last
Well, it gave us a bigger lineup. I mean, this is a team that rebounds, a very physical team. They rebound the ball really well. So I think a bigger lineup was effective for us tonight.
How do you feel Anthony was able to respond?
He was great. I thought he was spectacular in both halves. Hit a huge 3, got to the free throw line, engineered the offense and played pretty good defense.
How did he take
He was fine. Yeah, he's a pro in that way.
Aaron had a pretty good night. I mean, career high in points, 10 of 11 from the free throw line. What do you think he brought? I mean,
he played tonight with great energy. I mean, I wouldn't have said that we'd be able to play him 34 minutes. He seems to have been tiring a little bit to where I need to play him 28. But we just felt like he was affecting the game at both ends. And we just needed to leave him out there. And when we took him out, time to put him back in. He was terrific.
You got off that slow start, and then he scored 3 straight baskets. And your defense kind of keyed your transition game.
Yeah,
and you had a 14-0 run that kind of changed the whole game around.
Yeah, it changed everything. I mean, it was important, I think, to get right back in it after you fall behind 8-1. It was a 16-2 run there. So again, you're right. It was defense and transition.
Did you stick with your kind of the starting lineup a little bit longer right out of the gate to kind of give them some time together?
Well, that, and I thought Woody was playing really well, and they were playing well together. It was kind of a slow game in that period of time, so it wasn't like I felt like anybody was really tired. I'm looking to see if anybody's winded. I think he was winded, so I did.
Do you feel he's beginning to progress more now?
I thought he was terrific tonight, and I thought about putting him back in when we were struggling to rebound the ball. And they were going off the dribble so much that I went with the smaller lineup.
do you feel like that having him alongside Melson kind of takes a little bit of pressure off him, offensively, just because Melson's so physical and he's been through the wars before?
I think they play well together. What you're seeing Woodbury do, I mean, he affected the game in a lot of different ways. Defensively, he had a couple buckets, a couple free throws, but he was passing the ball really well. He was effective when they were in the zone. He was really effective as a feeder. He was moving the ball and ball screens. Not many 7-1 guys are out there showing them ball screens, hustling back to the front. His post defense was phenomenal. He was outstanding tonight.
You now hit the road for 2 games in 4 days. What are you looking for your team to? Where do you need to improve on? What do you need to do between now and then?
What we need to do is I think play a little bit better again offensively. I mean, that's been a little bit of a struggle for us. We hit some more jumpers tonight. That's good to see. But our execution is still a little bit off. It's closer, and they're working at it. They're trying. It's got to be better.
Is that basically the screening or the spacing?
It's a combination of everything. Yeah, when you're running offense, it's 5 guys working in unison, looking for certain things depending upon how they're playing it, and making the right reads, and drive it, don't drive it, whatever.
Is this a lineup you think you can stick with?
I think so. Yeah, I mean that's my plan right now.
Did Josh's shot look more comfortable?
I thought every one of those were going in.
Yeah.
He made 8 yesterday in practice. 8. I feel so bad for him. The first one looked really good, and then when he drilled the second one, I figured, okay, he's on his way. And then we were finding him, and then I feel bad because then I feel like every time I take him out, it puts pressure on him, and I want to just leave him in there. But, I'm rotating fresh personnel. I mean, they don't play as many guys, and we wanted to keep fresh bodies out there to put pressure on them.
Coach,
Helps to have free throw shooting tonight.
Especially, in a game like this, where they're fouling so much.
But that should be good for the road then.
Yeah, no question. And we're a good free throw shooting team. In the last couple of games, I think we're not typical of who we are.
Coach, you mentioned that you don't like to normally switch up the starting lineup, but when you decided to go with Basabe, were you feeling confident with it, or were you a little hesitant?
No, I was good with it. Yeah, I'd been considering it for a game or two. And I thought he was tremendous at Purdue. He really was. And again, he comes right back with a double-double, so I'm proud of him.
I know.
Positive is that he didn't foul, because before, you'd start, you'd get 2 fouls real quick and hit the bench. And you never got into the game where this way, at least he was able to stay in the game.
Exactly, and he made his free throws, because they're going to foul you. Around the basket, they're going to foul you. So you got to be able to be strong and get fouled and then make it.
And speaking of which, coming up again, I know you just ended this game, but on Sunday against Minnesota, you got probably most physical, best rebounding team in the Big Ten. He's going to have to really come.
He and Woody, but everybody. Zach and Gabe. I thought Gabe was really good in the first half. I put him in, probably a difficult time for him. I probably should have put him in earlier, but like I said, I left Woody in because he was playing so well.
Did you like this game?
You learn how to close out games in the future.
Well, we for the most part we handled the press. We had the 1 turnover. We made our free throws. So those are 2 good things. We didn't rebound as well as we should have, and we didn't execute as well. So those are 2 bad things. So, if you do 3 bad, then you lose. So at least we did enough to get home. That's good, but let's be realistic about how good we have to be in those situations. Because at the time we were up 14, I think. What if you're up 5? Different story.
Coach, what has Basabe done in the last 6 games or so that he's been so consistent that you had to consider maybe putting him in the starting lineup?
Well, he's been very efficient. He makes his free throws. He sticks his nose on the glass. He gives you a low post presence. And defensively, he's just so far ahead of where he used to be. He used to hurt us defensively. So Rick points out he was fouling. Well, because he was in the wrong place a lot. So he was fouling. Now he's in the right place. He's seeing the game and he's affecting the game at both ends. And what you're seeing is a guy, as a result of that, is more confident in himself, which is great.
You're seeing a lot more improvement from his freshman or sophomore year this season.
Yeah. And I think you're seeing a lot more consistency, without question. Because even his freshman year, when he was putting up big numbers, a lot of those numbers were because I couldn't take him out. But he's not making the mistakes he made in the last 2 years.
Last question, if you got it.
Did you get the sense that your team was maybe looking ahead since they were 0-8?
Not at all.
Okay.